For many years, Reddit called itself the front page of the internet. Over the last few months, Reddit has truly become exactly that. You see, if I was to rewind back into time about 2 years ago when Reddit publicly announced that they had a partnership with Google, there was writing on the wall that Reddit was going to increase its visibility in the SERP, but to the levels that it has was not something anybody expected. Today, Reddit is considered one of the top 5 websites in North America, generating traffic directly from Google. Why? Because Google recognized that people were getting tired of being met with content that wasn't human, that didn't actually connect with people, and was essentially just SEOs creating a bunch of content that was similar to other content that was similar to other content, hoping to rank and capture traffic. Something had to change. And that change was an emphasis on Reddit, creating content, taking content from Reddit and incorporating it in the SERP. Why? Another reason was that there was an increasing rise in the number of people who would go to Google and type in Reddit mattress, Reddit coffee, Reddit computer chair, Reddit laptops for marketers, Reddit for cameras. All of these searched queries were having Reddit added to the query and to the search because people knew that if they went into a subreddit, they would get information from people. So Google responded. And its response has made me believe and recognize that Reddit is now showing up across the entire journey. No matter if you are in consumer or you are in B2B, Reddit is now a channel for you to pay attention to. When we think about the buyer's journey as professionals in B2B, we oftentimes think about this chaotic mess where there's a keynote where you're reading white papers, you're reading solution pages, case studies, you're diving deep into alternative pages, YouTube videos, webinars, you're going through multiple B2B websites, you're taking demos, you're looking at competitors' websites, you're then having internal discussions, peer discussions, all of these things are happening. And this is still the chaos that we live in. There's a whole new layer of chaos. There's a whole new layer of chaos thanks to Reddit. We use a tool called Stat. If you're not familiar with it, Stat is a great tool I encourage folks to check out, which has showed us across a wide range of different keywords that brands in B2B are now competing with Reddit the same way that they used to compete with G2 and Capterra, right? The same way that you try to rank in Google for high value keywords. Reddit is ranking for these high value keywords. In B2B, this is showing up. And it makes sense. Reddit's traffic has gone up and to the right every single month since they announced the helpful content update at Google. Folks, no matter what niche you're in, Reddit is starting to show up in the SERP. If you're in the world of cloning software, if you're in the image software space, CRM space, inbound marketing, waste management, higher ed, you name it, you are in a space that is being influenced by Reddit. If you're in insurance, you're being influenced by Reddit. There are local subreddits today where people are going in and they're asking questions. There are local subreddits today, if you are in legal, in the law industry, where people are having questions about what law firm they should use. These are the conversations happening in Reddit. And this is why I believe that Reddit needs to be sprinkled all over this journey, because the journey is no longer linear, but the journey is also filled with people going to Reddit to get insights from other people. So how should brands, especially B2B, navigate this? There are a few key things that we believe is true. One of those things is that B2B brands should be creating highly valuable content. Highly valuable content assets that are intended to drive karma. I say this with intention because, folks, I'm a Redditor first and a marketer second. The fastest way to getting banned, and I know this because I've been banned from Reddit about 8 times, is to just fill it up with mediocre content. You have to create highly valuable content. You have to also create content that is community driven and rooted in what the community wants. You can't just share content because you think it's interesting, because you think it's valuable. Share content because you know that the community will find it valuable. You want to take native content that you published. Again, it has to be valuable, folks. And then you want to seed that into subreddits. And once you've done these 3 things, you're doing better than most. But the next thing you want to do is you actually want to amplify this highly valuable content that might be converting, content that's engaging, and start to amplify it with your ICP. When you do this, when you amplify that content, you're targeting your audience, the people that you want to connect to, and you're giving that content more reach. And then finally, you want to consider developing brand-owned subreddits. Subreddits that you own, that you can communicate directly with your audience, with your customers, and share that content regularly. Let's get tactical. Highly valuable content assets intended to drive karma. If you're going into a community and you want to add value, the same way that you would create a very valuable asset for LinkedIn, for Facebook, for Reddit, or for your blog, for X, for a podcast, you would bring it to life and write it in a way that's easy to read, easily digestible, that is bulleted, like best practices copywriting style, and you're going to watch it thrive. This is a post that was in the copywriting subreddit, one of the top posts in the last year. And it's talking about how this person watched 8 hours of Mr. Beast content, and here are the psychological strategies he used to get 34 billion views. Sounds like something you would read on X, right? Sounds like something you would read on LinkedIn or medium.com. You bring that same style to Reddit in the Reddit style with like more breaks, no thick paragraphs, and then people love it. And then what happens is the person who ran the interview that they listened to and that they watched comes in and they're like, thanks so much. Here's a few other episodes, right? Here's a few other episodes that you should check out. This is highly valuable content. Community-driven content. So let's say I'm serving MSPs. So MSPs are folks who run like the internet for organizations, et cetera, that type of thing for small businesses. They keep your tech stuff going, okay? I'm trying to connect with those folks. This user in particular actually runs a lead gen business for MSPs. So what do? They go into the MSP subreddit and they create a piece that talks about how to fire your salesperson. Here's some experiences and lessons that I've learned. And they break it all down. Look how in-depth they go, right? This is the type of content people want. They want tactical, insightful information, so you give it to them. But you don't just say, like, I'm just going to create for Reddit. You can also take content from your website and start to plug it into subreddits where your audience is spending time. What's a subreddit? Subreddit is like a Facebook group. It's like a community where people who share a similar interest are spending time. They subscribe to it, right? So, for example, they would subscribe to public relations. Tens of thousands of people who are in the PR industry subscribe to that. This person who wrote a blog post for HubSpot.com goes in, they submit this content, and they say that I wrote this piece, would love to hear what people think. Notice how it's not just like a shameless plug. Notice how they have that conversational element. Would love to hear what you think. They're inviting engagement, dialogue. If you're not familiar with our philosophy at Foundation called the 4 E's, Google it. You'll get a lot of value out of it. But then submit more of your content into relevant communities. You want to run ads? Do that too. Just heard the pumpkin spice lattes are coming out early. Okay, Starbucks, let's run some ads. And they did it, right? Like they're running ads across Canada on Reddit to announce and promote that pumpkin spice lattes are available. TD is now running ads in FIRE. What is FIRE? It's for financially independent, retire early people who are thinking about that concept. And they're talking about how you can do direct investing. Those are the ads that they're running directly in there. We have ad best practices at Foundation that we use, and they're all rooted in this idea of advertorial approaches, like incorporating visuals, creating long form content, creating content and stories that would resonate with people. Like you can look at this one. Here's how to complete 4 backyard projects this summer, right? You create pieces of content that educate people, and then you lure them in with links driving back to your blog posts into assets that you've created. Value, right? Brand-owned subreddits. Twilio does this ridiculously well. They've done it for years. They have a subreddit dedicated to their customers, their users, where they can come in and ask questions and they will answer them, right? That is the play. These are the 5 things, folks, that you need to consider. These are the 5 things that I encourage you to try. Now, how do you do it? How do you make this happen? You need to build a Reddit growth engine for your company, for your organization. You have to show them the data. I shared some already that demonstrates that Reddit is changing the way that we do marketing. We believe in this simple process, right? Discovery and strategy up front. We want to understand your brand, your business, what subreddits you should be in, the demographics, the target audiences within them, all of these things. Then we start to develop content calendars around the different subreddits, stories that are going to resonate. We reverse engineer content market fit within these subreddits. Then, of course, we start to do it. We start to create these stories, distribute these stories, amplify these stories, and then report back on how they're doing. 3 simple steps, folks. Research, create, distribute. We have to do research around what keywords you want to rank for, research around the SERPs, research around subreddits, upvotes. What are the most valuable content assets for these communities? We go and we create these pieces, distribute them regularly, get those uploads, get those backlinks, get the comments rolling, all of that stuff. And now's the time. Reddit has become the front page of the internet. LLMs are partnering with Reddit for more content assets. So if you want to show up in ChatGPT, it makes sense to be in Reddit because ChatGPT and OpenAI and Reddit have a partnership, right? Reddit is now showing up in the SERP. And your customers are probably using Reddit to make decisions, right? The results of our campaigns that we've been running on Reddit have been ridiculous. 5,300 visits in 3 days. These are the types of results that you can get, folks, if you're using it. If you want a done for you option, reach out, foundationinc.co. We have a Reddit agency page that we would be happy to chat with you about and describe our services in more details. These are the services that we offer: Reddit native content, community content, as well as paid media services on Reddit. These are 3 of the different plans that we start with. You identify what's going to be the right fit for you, we execute it, and then we move into an execution budget. Or there's a done for you, do it yourself option. I wrote this book many years ago, so it's old. Like, I'm not new to Reddit, folks. This is something that I've been in for a long time. This book, I think it was probably 8 years old. It's called The Reddit Marketing Code. Do a quick Google search. It's only $27. It's available now. You can check it out, order for yourself. Folks, may the odds of getting on the front page of the internet be in your favor. I hope you found this valuable and useful, and I hope to see you on the internet. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.